I am Pravesh Kumar from Golden Public Schools. Today I am going to explain the second poem of your book. The name of the poem is Fire and Ice. It is written by Robert Frost. Dear students, here is the first stanza of the poem. This is: some says the world will end in fire, some says in ice. From what I've tested for desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Students, let's talk about the word meaning. The first one is tested for of desire. That means a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing something to happen. The second word is favor. That means approval, support. Dear students, here poet says that this world will come to an end one day. People are divided on this issue. Some people believe that this world will end in fire. Fire of patience and desire will lead to the end of the world. But other people think that this world will end in ice. Cold reasoning and hate will lead end in this world. Cold reasoning and hate will lead this world to destruction. However, the poet has experienced passions of love and desire. He supports those, poet supports those who believe that fire of passions and desires will lead to the destruction of this world. Students, now see the second stanza of the poem. This is the last stanza of the poem. Here, first we read the stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Would suffice. If we talk of the word meaning, the first one is perish, that means destroy, end. And the second one is suffice, that means enough. Dear students, here poet says the fire can bring the destruction of world, but if this world has to be destroyed not once but twice, then ice is strong enough to dissolve. The poet has seen and experienced enough of hatred in this world. Cold reasoning, devoid of human feelings, only produce hate, and this cold reasoning is like ice. Ice itself is sufficient enough to cause the destruction of this world. Thus, dear students, in this poem you came to know about that the poet feels that world will come to an end one day. The reason either of fire or ice or both will be the cause of the ending of the world. Here he likes the element of human emotions of desire and of patience, and ice is to hatred. Poet has experienced both these elements, both these emotions. In the end, poet agrees that it does not matter whether it is fire or ice, both can cause the end of the world. Dear students, if we talk about the rhyme scheme in the poem, then we can say that the word fire in the first line rhymes with the desire in the third line, and again fire in the fourth line. Thus here we can say a a a. Now ice in the second line rhymes with the twice in the fifth line, and again ice in the seventh line. and in the last line the word is suffice. Thus we can say this is B, 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 B. Now see here, head. In sixth line rhymes with great. In eighth line indicated as C, C. Thus the rhyme scheme of the poem is A B A A B C B C B. Now let us talk about the literary device here. The first we can see in the line, I hold with those who favor fire. O sound here, O, O, O is repeated. That means vowel O, sound of vowel O is repeated. And when the sound of a vowel is repeated, this is known as assonance. So we see assonance in the poem, and this is the example of assonance. Now let's take the next one. World wills. Some say favor fire. These words, just world will. Here is repetition of a consonant sound at the start of two words. When we say the repetition of a consonant sound at the start of two or more closely placed words, then it is called alliteration. So, world will, some say, favor fire are examples of alliteration in the poem. Now take the next one. Here in the poem we see in the first line same word some say. Again in the second line some say is used, are used. Thus repetition of a word or expression at the start of two or more consecutive lines is known as anaphora. So here in the poem we see some say in line number 1 and some say in line number 2. This is an example of anaphora. So poet use anaphora in the poem also. The next one, here we see fire and ice are personified by the poet by giving them power to destroy anything. When the non-living things are given the qualities of living things or the human beings particularly, then it is known as personification. So fire and ice are personified here by the poet. Now take the next one. Here we see to say that for distraction ice is also great and would suffice. Dear students, when a thought or a clause that does not come and end at line break, then it is known as enjambment. Here, to say that for distraction ice is also great and would suffice, we see the thought does not come and end at the line break. So it is an example of enjambment. Dear students, thus you got the explanation of the poem, main points of the poem, and you came to know about the literary device of the poem in this video. Thank you.